Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Okay, let's have a comms check, please. Radio check. I'm afraid we've dropped to P22. P22.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, and Tsunoda, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Antonelli, and Pierre Gasly, Stroll, Ocon, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Hadjar, Pierce, Behrman, Alex Albon, and Carlos Sainz, Lawson, Hayes, Doohan, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Well, Ant, we love this 11th team on the grid. They've certainly made an impact since they came into the sport. But without one person at the helm, I don't think we'd have seen what we've seen so far. Their team principal really is a character.
And you need these characters in Formula One, Croft. You need them as a driver. You want to have full trust in the person leading your team forward, that your feelings inside the car and about the team are going to be relayed and understood in the right way and positive changes made.
Okay, radio check. Radio check. Okay, we might be at the back of the grid and it's not the best place to start, but keep your chin up and push hard. It's Formula One. Anything can happen.
Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying.
Radio check, please. Radio check. Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are, okay, so the current fastest lap, 1 minute 35.6. Norris, Russell, Lawson, Verstappen and Hamilton. So, just ahead of us in this session at the moment are Tsunoda, Sainz and Gasly. And just behind us are Albon, Antonelli and Stroll.
The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Piastri, George Russell and Tsunoda, Norris, Gasly, Lawson and Carlos Sainz, Albon, Hayes, Lance Stroll and Pierce, Doohan, Antonelli, Gabriel Bortoleto and Fernando Alonso, Hadjar, Hülkenberg, Ocon and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. So we're getting close to the start of the race. What will this driver be experiencing? Big nerves? Big excitement? What?
Always extra nerves at the start of the race, Gruffy. Probably at the start of the race, it's where your heart rate's at its highest. in anticipation. And you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to be thinking there inside the car, what can go right? How can I be opportunistic rather than what can go wrong? And how do I protect my position? Look forward and stay positive. It's easy to say, very hard to do when you're in that position.
Radio check, radio check. Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down. Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Now use DRS. DRS now available. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Currently P11, currently P11. Okay, so gap to the leader, 6.2 seconds. Okay, that's Lawson ahead of you. Okay, they're on fresh hards, Albon behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time. 27 laps to go. got 11th. That's 11th place. Our gap to first place, 7.3 seconds. Lawson is just ahead. Come on, let's push. Less than a second separates you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Albon behind. Okay, the gap is less than a second. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. And 26 laps to go now. Top 10 now, keep it up. Gap to your teammate behind, 2.2 seconds. Okay, so that's 17 laps of fuel remaining. Removing the right rear wheel. I know it's not ideal, but let's try and put that behind us now and get back into this race. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track. This is our true place here. They've pitted as well, so we've got to warm up our tyres and get the most out of it. Come on. Okay, the safety car is out. Safety car is out. We need to form up at reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Okay, we're more or less into the pit window now. If you want fresh rubber during the safety car, we're ready for you. Copy that. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. there seems to have been a problem attaching the right rear wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race strong. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, clear. Pace is strong, but be aware these tyres need to go the distance. Nice move, good job. DRS has been enabled, DRS is now enabled. Bortoleto is ahead of you. And the time last lap, 1:41.3. Less than a second separates you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap. Amazing. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory, he wins! From lights out to the checkered flag, this is what they're racing for. It's points and a trip to the podium. And that is a fabulous win. And the top step of the podium for Charles Leclerc. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Have you got a moment? Need your input.
Chief, I must remind you that we have parts fully researched that are waiting for development. Let's get that performance on the car.